All right, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Season 2, Episode 8, The Things We Bury. And I like this because it just reveals a lot about the villain side of, the characters of the season. And I always love villain backstories. You never know where they're coming from, if they're actually have an ambition, a goal, or what drives them. I mean, we kind of understood Sky's father, but in this one, it was revealed even deeper. And now you're just questioning even more what his motives are. And then even Ward. At first, I was kind of disappointed because now he's back with Hydra. That just seemed weird. Maybe he's actually trying to get into their good graces and sneak into the organization again, collect information to give to, Coulson and everyone. If that's so, fine. But it also made me wonder if that was true or not, because he ended up killing his brother. And now I'm not sure if his parents were alive. Maybe they confirmed that on an earlier episode and I just missed that. But if I didn't and they were actually alive, then not only did he kill his brother, the senator, but he killed his parents too. Now, again, I have no idea. I'm a little confused on that. Hopefully, it gets answered later. If it got answered before, I'll figure it out. But, that moment was just kind of like, whoa, what's going on? Why is Ward doing this? What's his end goal? But anyway, the big mystery of this episode was Whitehall, the leader of Hydra, or at least one of the current leaders of Hydra. And exactly, how old he is and how is he still alive. Because I didn't notice this before, but in the first episode, that was him in 1945 being arrested by Agent Carter. I can't believe I didn't notice that big, moment, because really, when I think of Whitehall, I don't really remember his face. It's weird to say because I've kind of seen his face before. The stern Russian kind of looking guy, the skinny white man with glasses. It just seems so cliche that I don't remember his face. So when I saw the German guy from 1945 in Whitehall, I was just like, they're just probably, different people who look alike, whatever. Maybe genetics or family or they're related, I don't know. But I guess they're the same person. And that was a big surprise. That was like, whoa, okay, so now there's a good question. It's like, how is he still alive? Maybe he's an alien too. And technically, no, he's not an alien. But the way he does gain his, youth again is kind of terrifying and kind of sad too. Anyway, we kind of see, I believe, I'm going to say 55 or about 60 years go by where he's in prison. And it just goes, time going forward, and he has books, he has a desk, he has a bed, he's getting his hair getting all white and longer, his wrinkles getting in, and it's just like, ooh, it's gotta suck for him. And, he can't do anything. He's in this small little cell for 50 to 60 years. It's just, damn, that sucks. But then, of course, S.H.I.E.L.D. was infiltrated by Hydra, and they break him out under false pretenses, and they help him find one of these experiment subjects that he had from that long ago. And the thing is, she never even aged because she was an alien, or at least had the alien blood in her, similar to Sky or Coulson. Now, would that mean that Coulson and Sky can no longer die, or at least of old age? Is a good question. Because if they are immortal, that's going to be very interesting for them, because then that means all their friends are going to die and they're just have to move on without them. And even if Ward wanted to get back together to Sky, which I doubt it's going to happen that easily, he wouldn't be able to live as long as she would. She would have to outlive everyone. And this is kind of sad, really. Immortality is seen as a gift, but really, in the long term, it's a curse. It sucks to live longer than everyone you know, and even longer than the society you lived in. But, that's a whole different discussion. Whitehall begins experimentation, cutting her open and taking her organs, and it's just like, oof, this sucks. This gotta suck. But of course, I guess he injects himself with her blood or something or other, maybe her cells, and regains his youth. So that's how he's stayed so young, or at least as young as he is now. But either way, turns out that woman he dissected was Sky's mother and her father's wife, and ultimately that just kind of took me back, because I just question as to what is his motives. I mean, he hates Coulson clearly for taking his daughter, but he also hates Whitehall for killing his wife. So maybe, he's going to work with Hydra to help take down S.H.I.E.L.D. And then as soon as he has an opening, he's going to kill Whitehall. But again, maybe Whitehall doesn't trust, the guy, and just like, yeah, I'm going to kill him as soon as he takes me to the city. So it's just going to be like a giant triangle or rhombus of betrayal. Just like everyone just betraying everyone. It's just, I have no idea where this is going, but I think it's going to end with like a big old Mexican standoff between everyone. Just like, okay, everyone calm down. Let's point our guns at something else other than each other. But either way, it's going to be exciting. As for S.H.I.E.L.D.'s side of the story, I have no idea, really. I know they're trying to find the city, but again, it's just more build-up as to, their journey, their search. And really, it just doesn't play that big of a role. It's mostly the villains this time that are the center of attention. Because, of course, Coulson takes, Sky and Fitz and Trip, to Hawaii first. And I'm thinking, like, okay, he has them doing all this stuff. And it turns out that it was just for a tie that he accidentally spilled food on for someone. So it's just like, okay, that was a little hilarious that he wasted resources like that because he was afraid of, I don't even remember who. He was afraid of the person who owned the tie that he spilled food on. But either way, then after that, they go to Australia to hijack a satellite to help them find images that are similar to the city that they found. Or at least the blueprints of the city they found. And ultimately, it ends with them finding it. Of course, on the way there, they ran into Sky's father without Sky even knowing. So, that's going to be interesting to tell her. But either way, again, like I said, their part of the story really didn't feel that important. I mean, it was just finding the city, and that's ultimately it. This was the villain side. And with Ward's story, like I said, he killed up his brother, the senator, but not after, digging up the well and forcing him to confess that, he was the one that killed their little brother, saying, he wanted him to die because he was the only one who didn't get abused by their parents. They showed him so much love, but to him and, to Ward, they showed nothing but hate or abuse. And it just says, it's kind of sad, but at the same time, it's like, okay, so Senator was the one who's evil and Ward was in the right, I suppose, all along. Again, I don't know. It's still very questionable as to what kind of a character Ward is trying to be or what kind of character he's going to be, in the future of the season. Hopefully, my hope is he's still on the good side with some questionable acts. He's done some bad stuff, yes, and he's going to continue doing some questionable, stuff. But ultimately, he's going to be helpful to the group and try in any way or fashion to be an asset to them, trying to regain their trust. But either way, like I said, this was all villains. This was their backstory, their development, and I loved it. Villains are always the favorite part for any show, movie, video game, everything. So I'm always glad to see an episode like this. Either way, I'm excited for the next episode. Like I said, there might be a Mexican standoff between everyone because they're trying to betray each other for actions they did in the past. Either way, everyone's just going to try to go out there and kill everyone. And that's going to be fun as hell. So until then, I'm Tony Dragon. Bye-bye.